Hey guys, welcome back to Surreal Beauty with another video. I'm super excited because today's topic, it's going to be a little bit different, but I definitely feel like it's on in the field of what I like to talk about. So honestly, one of the big questions and misconceptions about monogamy, is it real? Does it exist? What's going on with that? I am no relationship guru or expert or therapist, but I will definitely give my take on what I think about monogamy and how it pertains to us humans in 2022 and soon to be 2023. But I will just say, as far as my experience and my personal opinion on how I view monogamy, what I see, what's going on in the world, and just people around. And honestly, just from my experience working in the industry, in the adult industry, there's no secret to it. About, I would say, 90% of the clientele are married men. And so that definitely messed with um my mental when it came to relationships and what's like the big scoop. What's it about? Why is it that most of the clientele are married, they're not single men? I guess if you're single, you don't really need to pay for it. I don't know, right? But it just seems as though more of married men or men that were not single came through those doors, or they request or hire mistresses. What's the deal with that? I started to just do my little research and analyze like what's going on, because honestly guys, I really started to think and get to a point that maybe monogamy isn't a real thing. Are people really lying behind the scenes? Are they really just doing their own thing behind closed doors and we just don't know about it? For myself, I never really been in a relationship, especially up until the point when I was working. So I'm really going off of just work experience and friends and people around me, you know. So now that I'm older, I see things much differently. So I'm really just speaking on my perspective, just from a worker's point of view, or a former worker's point of view, and just my thought. But yes, I would definitely love to know you guys' thoughts as well. Definitely let me know what you guys think about it, because, I don't know, we all have our own thoughts. I will say this though, most of the clients I came in were not single men, they were married. So it made me wonder, are married people, do they get to a point where they just don't really care for the monogamy part? They don't care to commit exclusively? Or does it really happen? Let's say you've been together with a person for 10 years and maybe things are boring. Does that happen? I personally can't speak from my personal experience because I haven't been in a relationship long enough, or really 10 years or anything like that. So I'm going off of just what I've learned, what I'm seeing, and things of that sort. So from what I've learned, it seems as though monogamy is this thing where it can work, it can happen. It just has to be two like-minded people. Now, society in the world today may make you think that monogamy isn't real, that there probably aren't men or women out there that don't desire it. I don't believe that's true. I just think that two people have to be on the same page. Again, from what I experienced and what I learned, it seemed like a lot of the clientele, they would tell me, it would be, oh, I love my wife, but, or, some excuse or whatever. Maybe when they were married, when they first got married, this was how things were going. And then as they got longer in terms of the marriage, things started to change. You know what I'm saying? Maybe someone got less attractive. Maybe someone just, switched things up. Maybe someone changed. Who knows? A lot of things happen, right? I will say this. I think that two people should be on the same page and honest and transparent about what they want, about who they are, what they want, and what their goals are, and where they see themselves moving on in the future. And I think that if people are really authentic and honest about it, that's step one to having more of a healthy relationship. So I'm not saying you have to be perfect and have it all figured out. But I do think it's important to know what you want and who you are. Have some sense of self and understanding of who you are and what you like to do, how you like to play, your sexuality, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. And exploring those things with your partner, talking about those things, being honest. Because one thing I didn't notice was a lot of these men who come into the industry, or rather who seek out mistresses, it's because maybe they're into something, they have a certain fetish that their partner is not really with. Their partner's not open to it, or the partner just absolutely just doesn't even know about it, and they're frightened to tell their partner. That's a big one, actually. So it makes me like think to myself, why would you get with someone who who you don't really feel comfortable really exposing or revealing rather what you're really into. Because when I see marriage and I see coupling relationships, I see it as like, okay, this is the person I'm locking in with, so this is a person I should be ultimately honest with about everything. Not saying that you tell them every single thing, but as far as your sex life goes, I really think it's important to be as open and upfront and honest about what you like and what you're into, because that gives your partner the space to also share with you things that they're into as well. I think that, and I'm not saying no one does this, but if I had to just make an analysis, an observation, it seems like people aren't super honest about who they are, what they want up front earlier on in relationships, and that tends to be the problem later on. Maybe there's some resentment or things like that, or people are lying to themselves, acting as if they're not, or they can pull something off, or that's okay, like they won't, it won't be a problem later on, but it really is. So I think that if people are just a little bit more honest and real with themselves, transparent with themselves and their partner, being honest about what it is they want and what they're into, I think that it can work. Now, as far as monogamy, that is definitely a topic for two people who want those things. I think it's also important for two people to know what they want, because if one person really is not into the whole exclusive commitment and monogamy and another person's like, really for that, it's going to be difficult. And even if the person that's not really for it, they act like they're, they pretend that they don't care or it's not a big deal because they want that person, I think that's where the issues start to kind of happen down the line, maybe resentment. So maybe being honest about what you really want. And if that person isn't on the same page, I would much rather walk away. Not saying it's easy, but I'd much rather like take that burn and chuck up the deuces early on than stick beside someone 10 years later and realize, dang, like this is not really what I wanted. So all in all, guys, I'm not really sure. I am not no relationship guru, but if I had to give my take on monogamy and relationships, I would say take the time to talk to your partner, to your person, find out what it is they want before you even get serious or exclusive. Before you take it there, really define the relationship, as they say, DTR, right? Define the relationship, see what it is that you like and your partner likes, and if it's compatible, then you guys should definitely lock it in and venture off. Some people aren't so much into monogamy. They like that open, flavorful, spicy, and that looks different in all different realms. And we could talk about that later. But, I just think it's super important for both parties to be on the same page and be honest about it. I think that would definitely solve maybe a lot of, not all the issues, but maybe some of it, a good chunk of it, because I think part of the problem is people are not being honest. Let's be honest and let's be comfortable with ourselves. There's nothing wrong. I've met people who were really ashamed of things that they're into, that they would be ashamed to tell their partner because they're ashamed that their partner may bash them, make fun of them. And I just don't think that that's right, because if you're sorry, if you're in a relationship with someone, that should be like your safe haven almost. So I don't know, I would imagine, or I would want to be as open as possible. And if I am into anything more open than just monogamy, being honest about that, asking my partner, like, is this something you're into? Let's explore this together. There's a whole world out there. But yes, guys, that is my take on monogamy. What's the deal with it? Definitely, I would love to know what your thoughts are. Please comment, message me, email me. I would definitely love to know what your thoughts are. But yes, guys, again, I'm no guru. This is just my thoughts. I will be back with more videos related to this topic. I'm super excited. But until next time, have a good one. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year, guys. Bye.